Hello there. Am I live? Looks like it. Hey, hey, everybody. How are you doing? I'm back for Freedom Friday Live. It's been a minute, but it went by in a flash. You didn't even notice because things go by so fast these days, right? They say, as you age and get tenured, the times goes by faster when that happens. Like, what is that makes that happen? I think it's because we put so much stuff on our plates and our calendars that there's always some deadline that's coming up that we're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this by then. I have to do this by then. I have this on my calendar. This is my appointment. I've got to be there next month and this next week and this today at 5 o'clock. And so we do that to ourselves. That's why time, I think, seems to go faster, because if you think about it, when we were younger, much younger, didn't it seem like time almost stood still? Like we were just waiting for something to happen, for us to get to the next grade in elementary school, or to get, into high school, and then to get out of high school, and then to get a job or whatever. It seems like things just took forever. You're like, I can't wait until this happens. And then all of a sudden it speeds up like warp speed, because I think we fill our calendars with things that just make it go faster for some reason. At least it feels that way, even though it's not really that way. It feels that way. Because there's still only 60 seconds in a minute, but sometimes it seems like it's very different. So anyway, hello everyone. My name is Kenyatta Turner, CEO and founder of Freedom Empire Consulting. Happy to be here on this Freedom Friday. And, I have a Freedom Friday quote, and why didn't I pull up the little thing so I could share the quote? What is going on? It's because today's been crazy. So as I pull up the Freedom Friday quote, let me tell you a little bit about what this Freedom Friday quote thing is even about. So if you are joining us, thank you for being here. Excited for this Freedom Friday Live. And if you are watching live, then you know the deal. Give me a hashtag Team Live. And if you are watching the replay, give me a hashtag Team Replay. I want to make sure that all systems are go here, that everything is working as it should. So I'm just going to check a couple of things, because if you know anything about live streaming, then you know that you better check some stuff to make sure that things are as they should before you get too into it. Because if you don't, and then you look up and it's not live, or something's not happening, it's supposed to be happening, then you could find yourself in a little pickle. And we don't want that, right? So let's just do this real quick and make sure that this is working. Let's see. And then I'll show you this window if it's working. Let's check it. There it is. Yay. All right. So let's do that. There is the Freedom Friday quote for today. So let me check a couple other things over here. Let me refresh, and let me just make sure that I'm live in all the places that I think I'm live, because that would be weird if I wasn't. Okay, I am. Great. All right. So if you are watching right now, then you know that you could be on Facebook, you could be on LinkedIn, you could be on my YouTube page, you could be on my personal Facebook page or the business page. And if you are here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're watching. Give some hearts, give some love. Let me know you're here, but I'm going to get going anyway, because this is so exciting. It's been a minute. I've got some things to share with you, and I don't want this to be too long. So here is the quote for the day. And every Freedom Friday, most Freedom Fridays, I like to call them, I will post a quote around the word freedom. Now, why this word? Well, first off, the name of my company is called Freedom Empire Consulting, and that's not by accident. The word freedom, I think, has so many connotations to it. There's so many ways to think about this word and what it means to people. So I'm fascinated by all the quotes that I find about freedom. People look at it very differently. And if you're watching, I would love for you to put in the comments, wherever you are watching from, what do you think about the word freedom? What does it mean to you? Okay. So Epictetus says, is freedom anything else than the right to live as we wish? Nothing else. Okay. Is it really anything else than the right to live as we wish? Can it be just that simple? Right. And I'm going to share something with you about this quote that had me thinking about it in a certain way when I first read it. Because when I find these quotes online, I pick them in a very interesting way. Once I see it, I'll know right away if it's a quote that I'm going to want to share, on my Freedom Friday. And when I do, it really just comes down to how it makes me feel and how what kind of thoughts it spurs in my mind. And ultimately, I wind up wanting to share that with you. So I'm going to tell you what I wrote earlier when I posted this, because if you haven't seen it, then I don't want you to miss it. And I want to share it with you here now. So give me just a moment. And I'm going to read it to you. And then if you have any thoughts about it yourself, please do not hesitate to put that into the chat, because I would love to know what you have to say about it as well. So on Freedom Friday, I write and I say, as a noun, freedom is the power or the right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. And I also put that there's countless interpretations, like I mentioned before, but I love the opportunity to explore them together. Okay. So I love this quote by Epictetus. It's an insightful, I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's an insightful and stark reminder of both the simplicity and complexity of freedom. So Epictetus is a Greek Stoic philosopher. And I oftentimes don't tell you who the quote's by, but I am telling you today. As he ponders freedom, he asks the question of whether there's anything more to freedom than having the right to live it as you wish. And it could just be that, as simple as having the right and following through with it, right? It could just be that simple. For some, though, the complexity could lie in the execution of that right. So now, external circumstances could play a factor, right? If you say that there's something external that's preventing you from being free, there's something external that's preventing you from living life as you wish, you could say that, right? And I think that there's, while there could be external factors, I really feel that more oftentimes the factors are internal circumstances that are even more important. Because I believe, again, freedom is a mindset. When I talk about freedom in the Freedom Empire, exactly, it's a state of mind. You get to build your freedom empire in the way that you see fit. Do what you want, when you want, how you want, as long as you want. Come back with you want. Do it with whomever you want. Have as much resources and wealth as you want, have as much happiness as you want. Like, you really get to decide and pick all of that. And if you agree with that, then give me a thumbs up in the chat or a heart or something like that. Because if you believe that, then you understand the capacity that you have is infinite. So, but if you allow others to suppress and oppress you, then you give them that power, right? So that's why the word freedom empire to me is really the state of mind, because I get to build my empire and be the empress of it in the way that I see fit and build it how I want, right? That's literally up to me. And it could be a physical place as well. So I wrote here, what is your mindset about living your life as you wish? Are you doing that now? That is my question to you. Give me a thumbs up, a yes in the chat if you are. Are you living your life the way you wish now? Why or why not? Okay. Have you given deep, transparent thought to what you actually want, what you actually and truly want without fear of saying so? That's a hard thing for many people to do, right? When you think about your life. And I believe that that is where the complexities of freedom can exist for many, because the identification of what it is that you truly actually want for your life can be very challenging for people to identify. Hence, they don't have the freedom. They haven't decided what freedom means to them, right? So that's a little bit about what I interpret when I read his quote as well. So again, we have the opportunity for freedom, yet do we honor that opportunity by taking action? We have the opportunity for freedom, but my question is, do you honor that opportunity by taking action? Okay, that's a question for you. And so freedom, an absolute state of mind. So again, the quote by Epictetus, I believe it's Epictetus, is freedom anything else than the right to live as we wish? Nothing else. Okay. That's a question that I pose to you. So what are your thoughts about freedom? If you're watching this right now, you know the rules. Give me a hashtag team live. Give me a hashtag team replay. Let me know you're here. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for honoring me with your time on a Friday to come for Freedom Friday. And it's been a minute, so I'm glad that you were here if you're checking this out right now. So one of the things I do at Freedom Fridays, I talk a little bit about the quote, right? And why that's important. I'll leave that up here for anyone who, pops up a little bit later. And they're like, what was the quote? Here it is right here. But now I want to shift gears a little bit. And I want to talk about a couple things that have been going on I'm very excited about. So today, is the release of a educational series called Thriving Leaders Series, the interview series. It is hosted by Jacqui M. Bishop. If you don't know her, then get to know her. She is amazing. I actually met her at an event in Las Vegas. I was at a royal investiture event for the Royal Order of the House of Cappadocia and the Royal Order of Constantine and St. Helen. I think I might be saying that incorrectly, but I was at this investiture where some of my friends and colleagues were being knighted, both men and women. And I met Jacqui at this event. We just were on a panel together speaking for a documentary, and it was pretty cool. But she reached out to me and asked me to be a part of this Thriving Leaders speaker series that she just did. So thank you, Jacqui, so much for inviting me. I was absolutely honored. It was so much fun. And I just watched the interview, which was fun. Like, I don't know, I was having fun while I was doing the interview. Then I was laughing watching it at myself because some of the things I say, I'm just like, what? I actually crack myself up. So whatever, there's that. But if you are interested in watching the interview, then I'm going to put up right here. It's not too late because you can, her interview series just started today. So I happen to be the first interview today. So July 22nd is when the Thriving Leaders interview series started. I'm one of the first interviews, and it was really amazing having a conversation with her about thriving leadership and behavior, because that's really what we talked a lot about, because that's what I talk about is behavioral science. I am the founder of Freedom Empire Consulting, but I'm all co-founder of Dream Smart Academy, which is a behavioral science tech firm. Basically, we have a behavioral assessment tool that falls into the category of other psychometric assessments and personality assessments, but we are so different in what we do. I like to say this ain't that, because we measure behavior and not personality. And you only have to take your exercise one time. We don't encourage you to take it every 2 years like many of the other assessments, because we're not measuring what changes. We're measuring what hardly ever changes. Not to say it can't and won't, but it's rare and it takes a lot of work. So we're measuring something very different. But you'll hear me talk a lot about behavior. If you've listened to me at all, you know that you're going to hear me say hashtag behavior matters, because that's my hashtag. But because I'm a practitioner of what I preach, I'm an architect of the tool, and I'm one of the trainers and the coaches, but I'm also the one who trains and accredits other coaches to use this platform in their businesses, right? So I accredit other coaches. I coach the coaches to use behavioral assessments like ours. So this is really cool. And we talked a lot about what it is our tool is and how we use it and how it can be used on an individual level, how it can definitely be used in teams and organizations. And so if you're interested in learning more, go ahead and take a look at the interview. There is a really cool, super awesome free gift that I give away at the end. And I bet you're going to want that free gift, especially if anything that I'm saying is of interest to you about behavior. If you're someone who wants to know who you are and why you are, then definitely go here, sign up for the Thriving Leader Live.com/Kenyatta Turner and register and it's a free educational series. There's about 21 different expert speakers that she has in this series. So I am so excited to see all the others. I know one of them is my friend Alex Stern, who's one of the co-founders of Constant Contact. I know he's one of the speakers, and they're all just amazing. So it won't just be me. I'm going to be learning from them as well. I just happened to be the first interview that launched just this morning. So you can go ahead and take a look at that, and it's available right now, but you want to register quickly because the interview is only up for like a couple days and then it's gone. So you want to make sure you register now, go check it out. No cost to you. Check out the interview and then check out my free gift I offer at the end because it's fabulous. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that and thank you and honor Jacqui M. Bishop. If you don't know her, connect with her. You can find her online, Jacqui Bishop, and it's spelled Jacqui. So Jacqui Bishop is her name. So if you go and look her up, she is amazing in the legal field and in the personal development and growth field as well. So fantastic time with that. So I will leave this up here on the screen just kind of as I keep going. A couple things I got to share with you and then we'll be out of here. So one of the other things I want to talk about is you may have seen a video that I posted on my social media last week about skateboarding and my Achilles tendon. So I last Monday went skateboarding at a skate park in Flagstaff, Arizona. And I ruptured my Achilles tendon. If you could see my foot right now, you would see that I have a half cast on it. That's temporary because I'm going to have a procedure to stitch back my Achilles tendon. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. I've never had a surgery before. Never had a major injury or anything like that before. So this is all very new to me. I'm walking around with a walker. Oh, and I'm so excited because Lygia is going to hook me up. My friend Lygia is going to hook me up with a little scooter I can put my knee on. I can kind of push with it. And all I have to say is I hope it goes fast because I'm excited about that. So, but I'm not excited about everything else. However, it is an experience and an adventure. So people have been asking me, oh my God, Kenyatta, what do you mean you got hurt skateboarding? What are you doing skateboarding? Don't you know you're too old to do that? Well, here's the thing that I will say to them and I will say to you. No, I'm not too old to skateboard. So there's that. And I see Joan, so cool that you can skateboard, always too scared. Yeah, and I started, Joan, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Joan is like, wait a minute, always too scared. Now, and some people say, well, you shouldn't, and maybe you should be scared because you might get hurt. But here's the thing that I will tell all of you. And yes, it did hurt, Joan. It absolutely did. But what I will tell you is that when it happened, I was simply pushing on flat surface. Okay. So if you think my left foot was on my skateboard and I'm pushing, okay, just pushing, literally traveling from one place to the next, not doing anything crazy. I'm not on any insane ramps. I'm not doing kick flips or jumping off ledges or anything like that. I simply rolled into the skate park, rolled up, a little incline, carved and came back down. And I was simply pushing over to the next thing I was going to roll over. And when I pushed once and then pushed twice, boom, 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 on the back of my heel, it felt like another skateboard actually had hit the back of my ankle. So I buckled because it was painful and I fell and I looked around to see where this other skateboard had come from. There was no skateboard. There was nothing. So I didn't even fully understand what had happened to my ankle because I was a sensation I was unfamiliar with. And there was nothing there that caused it other than me pushing with my foot. So that was that. Okay. However, all my doctors that I've talked to, the orthopedic surgeon, the person at the urgent care, and everyone, they're like, oh my gosh, this is such a common thing that happens. And it even can happen when you are walking. They say people can tear their Achilles tendon just walking up a stair or down a step. Oftentimes it happens to golfers and basketball players. And they said weekend warriors, people who like go out and, don't do sports, but then on the weekend they want to go and have some fun and they wind up getting hurt. Right. So for all of you out there who've been telling me that, oh my God, that's what you get. You shouldn't be skateboarding. You're too old for that, or your body's not the same, whatever. I'm not convinced. Okay. I'm just not convinced just yet. Because I've been skating since like my early 20s. I know how to skate. I wasn't even doing anything insane. I also love to snowboard. And so what, I shouldn't do that either? I don't know. However, I do understand that, the body changes and you have to be aware of that. And maybe there's some things I won't always be able to do that I used to be able to do, but I still feel like I'm in the kind of shape that I can still enjoy myself with doing the things that I enjoy. The moral of this story is that I was just trying to have a little fun. I was just trying to enjoy my life and live my life and do what I love, which is pushing around on my skateboard every once in a while. I don't do it as often as I used to at all, but I still can, and I know how, and I enjoy it when I'm doing it. So it's one thing to be fearful of things that you feel may cause injury, and you should be careful. We're obviously. However, there's just a line that you have to kind of think about what it is that you enjoy. People love to play tennis. You can get hurt playing tennis. That mean you shouldn't play tennis? I don't know. I wouldn't say yes to that. I would say play tennis, So, but I do know the body is a powerful thing, right? And it can heal and it will heal. So as I go through this process and I have to go through this procedure, I have already decided and put out into the universe and spoke life into the fact that I will have the most miraculous, speedy recovery that the world has ever seen. The surgery is going to be fabulous and fantastic. The doctor is going to do exactly what he needs to do to stitch back my Achilles tendon. My healing process will be half the time that anyone expects it to be. I will be walking around, moving, running and jumping even sooner than anyone would ever have thought. with a surgery like this. My body, I'm already telling the cells and everything that's within me, the blood, the muscle, the tissue, the bone, you will respond to my thoughts and wishes, and I will think this into existence. I will tell my body what is going to happen in this healing process. I will do all the things that I'm required to do to encourage that along, the exercises and the staying off it and using my walker and using my little wheeled scooter and all those different things. And I take this very seriously. So, that being said, I will have a miraculous recovery. So, I'm confident in that. This is just another phase in my life, another part of my story and my journey, and I will not have it stop me from what it is that I need to do. It may slow me down for a minute, but that's okay. It's an opportunity for me to regroup, recalibrate, and then continue on building the empire that I'm building, continue on being able to serve the world in the way that only I can, right? So none of that stops just because I ruptured my Achilles tendon. I'll tell you that. Okay. So there's that. Then the next thing is I've been having a blast. I call them 3D connections because I've been going out meeting people and getting out in the world again, doing some networking as well, but traveling and going to events and speaking engagements and, masterminds and all these different things where it's just, this is my love, my heart is to move around the world. My business partner, Sherry, says freedom of movement is what we talk about. It's really important to us. And I've really been enjoying it. And I'll continue to post the pictures and the videos. And I have so many to share, but just amazing connections that I make literally around the world, it seems. And I like these 3D connections because we see each other oftentimes on Zoom in 2D, but 3D is a whole nother thing. 3D means I can give you a big hug and I can see you and we can engage, and that energy is just powerful. So, lately I've been at David Fagan's PubPubCom event. Me and Sherry Gideons and Crystal Richardson took a little girls trip and, drove down to California to San Diego and Carlsbad, and we went to Secret Knock for Women. Then we headed up to Henderson for David Fagan's PubPubCon event. I've still got pictures from my last 2 Vegas trips I needed to post, another mastermind here in Paradise Valley, with Elliot Tabrone. And there's just so many different things that have been happening that have just been fantastic. And I just honor everyone that crossed my paths and I'm able to share this experience with. I am just thrilled to be a part of your lives and happy that you are a part of mine. So 3D connections, more to come. I just may be on my little knee scooter. So with my half cast on, but you're still going to see me still on the stages, still at the events, and still going out and making those 3D connections out in the world away from the computer. So that's not going to change. And then the last thing is I want you to be ready and prepared, because outside of these 3D connections and being out in the world doing what I love, there are some really cool behavioral programming that's coming, some events and things and programs that you'll hear me talking about in the world of behavior, right? So I'm a behavioral scientist, basically. My business partner, Jeff, calls me behavioral superpower diva. But I literally live by this practice. And I love the opportunity to help people have self-awareness through using our behavioral exercise called the behavioral superpowers. So I do a lot of coaching, teaching, and training around that. And I have a behavioral mastermind that some of you might be familiar with. My behavioral mastermind series is my signature program. I've ran it maybe 9 times. I think I'm going to be on my 10th. I've got a couple of memberships that are specific to coaching and teaching around behavior that some of you may be interested in. Hey, Joan, got to run. All right. Yeah. Work on the 3D connections this week. Yes. Do it. Do it. Do it. Thank you for being here. I love it. I love it. Joan is hanging out, coming in from LinkedIn. So yeah, hashtag LinkedIn is magical, by the way. And so lots of behavioral programming coming up. I've got some things with my business partner, Sherry Gideons, that we're working on. So stay tuned for that. All behaviorally based around behavioral life mastery and just some really cool things that you're going to want to keep an eye out for. So just know that there's lots of opportunities for you to learn and grow through your own behavioral awareness. And you may know people who could benefit from it. Your organizations may be able to benefit from it. And or your relationships that you have could benefit, or it may just be you wanting to learn more about you. One of my favorite quotes from Veronica Tagleva is, to know yourself, you must first sacrifice the illusion that you already do. And also, how you do anything behaviorally is how you do everything. That's my quote, because ultimately you can't get away from that. So if you want to learn more, you know how to reach me. Put a comment below, send me a DM. do whatever you need to do, send a carrier pigeon, I'll get it. But let's definitely be in touch. And the very last thing too is there is another Art of Connection book coming out, and it's a book full of quotes. This is Art of Connection, 365 days transformational quotes from business owners, entrepreneurs, and influencers. This is the third book that iNetrepreneur Network has launched, called the Art of Connection series. I've been in all three, and I'm going to be back in. And I see someone, a Facebook user, I don't know who it is. They're on Facebook, but they may not have given StreamYard their permission for me to know who it is. So if this is you saying hugs, happy Friday, hugs right back at you, tell me your name, because I don't know who you are. It just says Facebook user. That's all I can see. Maybe I can look over here on my phone or something like that, but just tell me your name, whoever you are. I'm putting your little messages up here, and I want to honor you, and I'm glad you're here. Mandy, what's up, Mandy? How are you doing, Mandy? Hey, Mandy, are you feeling kind of adventurous right now? Because if you are, and you're still here, before I go, do you want to hop on this live with me and say hello? You didn't know I was on StreamYard. No worries. I'll drop the, if you want to join me for a few minutes, I will drop the StreamYard link in here. If you want to hop on and say what's up. Let's see. Let me put can I put it in the chat here and you see it here? I don't know. Let me try that. Oh, it won't let me post a comment from there. She's on Facebook. Let me see if I can get you the thing. Hop in, because Mandy, I would love to know your take on the Freedom Friday quote for today. Okay, so give me a moment while I try to put the link in the right place for you to be able to actually get it out of the Facebook chat. Give me a moment, but take a look at the quote that's on the screen, Mandy, and know that when I have you come up here, I would love for you to introduce yourself to the peoples and tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and kind of what you do. And then I want to have just a quick chat about the quote for today and what are your thoughts about it. Okay. Now, I don't know where you're at to where to post the link at, Mandy. I don't know if you're watching from my Facebook page or my business page. I don't know where you're at. So I'm just going to put the link here on my personal page, which is maybe where you're at. And if you can grab it out of there, then you can come on board. And so, Mandy, I just put that link on my personal Facebook page. So let me know if you can see it. You can come up in the last couple minutes. I'll introduce you to my friend Mandy Robinson. Let's see if she finds it and she comes up. Or maybe I can send it to you in Messenger. Send the link in the email. You can't see it here. Okay. Mandy, I'm going to send it to you in Messenger. That'll be easy. That'll be faster for me. Okay. So, cause I'm already got Messenger open. So let me do that. And if you can hear me okay, then hopefully you can go to your Messenger. Since you're already on Facebook, I'm assuming you should be able to see this in your Messenger right now if I send you the link. And we will use the modern technologies to make it happen and bring a friend up. Okay, I just sent it in Messenger. So Mandy's going to be checking her Messenger. And if she gets the link, then she's going to be joining us here in the room with us. So I'll do a quick little recap while we're waiting for her to come up. So we talked about, oops, let me take that away. So we started talking about the Freedom Friday quote, which we're going to talk about in a moment here when Mandy joins us. We'll see if that works. We talked about the Thriving Leaders interview series, which starts today by Jacqui M. Bishop. Oh, there's Mandy May. She's right there. Okay, hold on. She's here. Let me see if we can bring her up. All right, let's add her to the stream. See if these fancy things work.
Hello.
Hey, okay, so hold on. Let me move some stuff around here and make it to where.
See if I can bring some light in.
There you are.
There I am.
Yeah, and then I'll do this so we can see. Yeah, so we can see the quote. But first, before I bring the quote up, thank you, Mandy, for joining me at the end of this Freedom Friday Live. How fun!
Oh, this is so much fun. I have just literally had a blast. As you probably know, I'm a town crier, a female town crier, and I'm only one of two in Canada. That's how rare we are. And I'm the first one that was inaugurated here in the town of Coburg, my hometown. Anyway, because of COVID and everything, lots of things got cancelled and put back, and it was few and far between. And today I've just taken everything off. Otherwise, I would have been in a gown if I'd have caught you sooner.
Oh my gosh.
But I've
so,
just
so
celebrated.
Actual town crier.
Yes, I'm an actual town crier. I checked my profile. But anyway, I've just put up all the videos up of being down there on the lake shore and celebrating 30 years of a company here in Coburg, which is called the Blue Box.
Okay.
And it's the shade of blue of your shirt.
Okay.
And what they do is they recycle literally everything to stop it going into the landfill. And it was something like 350 million or megatons, I forget the exact figures, that they have saved in the last 5 years from going into the landfill. They employ full and part-time people. They employ developmentally challenged people as well to give them an opportunity at life. And I've got goosebumps. So anyway, there I was in my big ball gown, because if you check my profile, I designed all my gowns. They're completely unique. There's not another one of them on the planet. So I went down to the lake afterwards because it's really hot here. We're into the late 30s. And I scooped the ball gown up and I waded out into the middle of the lake. And I just dropped the ball gown and started filming. And you got to see it. It's all on Facebook.
I will have to go to your profile and check that out, because I'm glad that I happened to catch you right at the end of that. You know?
Yeah, me too. You can feel the energy, right? You can feel the energy.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, I'm here. Like, yeah.
You know? Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy Freedom Friday. Now, obviously, I want you to tell the people a little bit about what you do. So now they just learned that you're a town crier, but I know that, so there's something else we need to know about you. So please share with my audience. This is me.
Thank you so much. I wear many hats and people don't understand how I'm able to do everything I do. But anyway, my main business is I'm a legacy ghostwriter. So I believe that anybody's story inside of them is until it comes onto the printed page. So I extract the story from people, spend time, space, and energy getting what matters from their story, and then turn it into a book for them. So that's one of the things I do. It looks like we've frozen a little bit, but I'm hoping you can still hear me. So I'm a town crier, legacy ghostwriter. I'm a Shakespeare actress. What else do I do? I'm an editor. I'm a singer. I'm a professional poet, professional photographer. I'm a 6 times best-selling author. We could go on here all day, but you've frozen, so I don't know if you're still hearing me. Maybe not. The clock's still ticking. Yes, you are. So I also teach leadership and communication skills. I'm a distinguished Toastmaster, so I teach these skills freely in detention centers, corporations. I establish clubs, I mentor, I coach, I travel all over the region. And I mean, from Toronto to Kingston and north to Bobcaygeon, that's hundreds of miles. So I'm a very busy person. I love to inspire. I'm an inspirational speaker, and my platform is violence and sexual abuse against women. So I'm an advocate for women's freedom. I do sign language. I speak several languages. I'm the Flashpoint spokesperson for Austin J. Haynes. I also have my own show on a Wednesday evening from one of my 6 books, which is Catalyst Poetry. That's 52 poems, 52 photographs. We have a discussion and it inspires people, and we could go on forever. I am a multitasker on everything.
Yes, you are. You are multifaceted, powerhouse woman. I love it. Love it. I love it. That's why we get along.
Loves the energy. And you know what I came home with? If you just give me a second, I'm going to reach for it. Hold on.
Go grab it. Go grab it. And hey, those of you who are watching, thanks for hanging out still on Freedom Friday. We have a guest today, and she just came back with it looks like a bouquet of beautiful flowers.
Look.
Oh, I love them. Oh, those are gorgeous. Oh my God, I can just almost smell them right now. Like beautiful.
If only you could. Do you know how long it's been since I've received flowers? And I ended up crying because it overwhelmed me. I was not expecting it, because this role that I have as the ambassador for the town of Coburg. I do it voluntary. It's just one of my ways of giving back. And two of the things that really happened, which are, it's not about the awards and it's not about the accolades. The titles that I've earned give me more opportunity to reach out to a broader spectrum of people and audiences so that I can help them and inspire them. So right now I'm sitting with 2 Canadian awards, 2 provincial Canadian awards.
Yeah.
The first one is entitled Leading Women Building Communities Recognition.
Okay. Leading Women Building Communities Recognition.
You
Okay.
got it.
Love it.
Signed by the Premier of Ontario. And the second one is for 5 years service with the Multiple Sclerosis Society, where I've raised mega funds for them. I have friends here that are very dear to me that, it's brutal to see them suffer. But they're always smiling and happy. And when you come out, you go in there to inspire them and you come away feeling like you're on top of the world.
I love it. I love it.
2 precious Canadian provincial awards that I didn't even know they were coming.
Congratulations. And I see Gabe is on here too. My friend Gabe, Gabriel Mail. Hey, Gabe. He's probably watching. Well, who knows? He's probably on LinkedIn watching. So what's up, Gabe? He says, congratulations on the awards. I'm going to put this up here. He says, Gabe.
Thank you so much.
Hey, if you want to come up here too, I drop a link, bro, and give it to you. Come visit us on LinkedIn. We're about to talk about the Freedom Friday quote. So Mandy was brave enough to just hop on here with me. I was just about done. I was like, you want to come join? She's like, yeah.
Woo! Party time. Woo!
Brought our flowers as well. But Gabe, let me know if you want to hop on here too. I'll send you a message with the link.
You know what, Kenyatta? There is something I really want to stress here, because this is a little bit emotional, and I'll try and get through it. The troops that are abroad, the people that have served in the armed forces. I come from a military background. My parents were in the British Army and my mum was in the Wrens, which is the Women's Royal Engineering Navy. And when they're abroad, obviously they're missing their families, they're missing their children, homes, environment, and they never know when they're next going to see them, right? And there's this huge gap, and some of them don't even make it back. So here in Coburg, a couple of years ago, well, we have what's called the Highway of Heroes. And there's a section of the 401, which is the main highway running east to west across Canada, between Kingston and Toronto, that is dedicated to the highway as a highway of heroes. And every deceased soldier that comes back and is repatriated here to Canada, I got goosebumps, lands at the Trenton Air Base and is then placed in the hearse, etc., with a military, what's the word I'm looking for? Support all around him or her. And then the motorcade then drives from Trenton Air Base west to Toronto, and under all the bridges, we get word, we know when somebody is being repatriated, and we can be on all the bridges and the overpasses, and you'll see the fire department, the police, you'll see the Canadian flags, and we're all saluting and celebrating the life of this person that has come back from abroad. So here in Coburg a couple of years ago, they brought home from Afghanistan a retired lavalier. So that's a tank. A tank.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So here, out of one of our biggest centers of organization, government, and everything, they've made this platform and put this lavalier there, and it's decorated, it's celebrated. So in my town crier outfit, because it's royal, town criers are appointed by Her Majesty the Queen, and we could get into that and talk forever. But anyway,
that's a whole nother conversation.
So anyway, so I just felt on the way home, I wanted to. I always get these divine downloads, and whenever I act upon them, they're just. They're just off the charts. So here I am in this red ballroom gown. And again, I asked people to check the Facebook page because I've put the video up. Check it
out.
I went and parked, got out of the car, and I went to the lavalier. The sun is just beaming on it. Beautiful. There's a wreath, you know, the gun. They've put a wreath over the gun.
Okay.
Sitting there, beautiful. And so you know, I've got the lavalier in the background, and I film and I talk about the sacrifice and the freedom that they've given to us.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I say in the video, because I have friends abroad too in the troops, right? And I say, I'm sending this abroad because people that are out there in Afghanistan and other countries, war zones, they do not get to see the pageantry of somebody like myself. And so I dedicated everything I said to them,
I love that.
right?
I love that.
Love, God bless them. We love you. We appreciate you, and hope you can enjoy this short video.
I love that. Well, Mandy, please take, you know, we can go find you, right? And make sure we can find you on link, but I want you to put the link to that video, like in this underneath the live, right? So, you know, anybody watching this on Facebook, they can just click it and go there and not have to hunt you down, right? We do want to share that. So Mandy's going to post the link in here as well. You can do that now or when we're done, but just make sure that we can have that.
I'll have to do it. I'll have to do it when I'm done, because
I'm do it when we're done. And I'll remind you, because that's like touching me. Like, I don't want to miss that, right? So anyone listening, we want them to get, you know, the benefit of that too, right?
Benefit. So, and anybody of your listeners out there that have troops abroad, family members that are abroad, please share my video, because it's not just for Canadian troops, it's for everybody. In fact,
it sounds like it's for everyone.
Yeah, Austin J. Haynes has a very dear friend. He's just turned 97 years old. He's a war veteran. And I just tagged Austin on it. I said, please make sure John sees this video. It's freedom. Is freedom anything else than the right to live as we wish? Nothing else.
This is the quote from Epictetus. If I'm pronouncing his name right, a Greek Stoic philosopher. So
Epictetus.
Epictetus.
Yeah.
And so please let me know what are your thoughts on this quote, especially based on what you just shared.
My email address is freedom49@gmail.com. Now, it's the word freedom without the O. freedm49@gmail.com. And the reason for that is because I was freed at the age of 49 from a 30-year abusive marriage, with my life and the life of my youngest child straight into a women's shelter. I am all about freedom. I do sign language for the deaf, and I'm often using, because of the body language, I speak with my whole body. You can see my hands going, everything about me. So,
and so tell me what freedom is again. Show me.
Freedom. This is freedom. So this is it. Okay. So you break free. This is freedom.
Freedom.
Okay. Freedom. And this is present moment now. We can only find freedom in the present moment.
Yes.
We can't find it in the past. The past is gone, and we can't be affected by the past because it's gone. If we try to think about the future, where people tend to worry and get all upset and everything, they're projecting into an illusion, because the future has not happened. Even 2 seconds in front of you, it hasn't happened. Where does life unfold? Where does life happen? Where does life touch us? It touches us in the freedom of the current present moment. And I've got goosebumps all over my body right now.
Seriously.
Right now. Yeah. So freedom. Now, here's something I think the viewers will really enjoy. I'm also an inspirational speaker. Freedom, people think of maybe just being free of paying taxes or living free on an island somewhere. Freedom can come in multiple forms, right? The freedom I talk about is the freedom in here and here. Now, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, many people that have suffered under horrendous circumstances found the freedom I'm talking about right here. Whatever you feed into your mind goes into your heart, and the heart motivates you. If you say something to me that I don't like, I have 2 choices in life. Or if somebody's coming at me all upset and ranting and raving, I can react. I can say, oh, who the heck do you think you are? And I can react and add flames and exacerbate and cause chaos in a fire, right?
Yes. You have the choice.
How you have the choice. The
Mhm.
second choice that life gives to us is to step back, pause,
Yep.
take a deep breath, come back to grounding in the present
Yep.
moment,
Yep.
and ask the following question. And this is my question, and I use this on all my shows and in all my lives.
Okay.
Respond to life by asking, what would love do next? Would you want to be screamed and yelled at? Would you want your property stolen and broken and messed about? Would you like people to be offended at you over stupid little things that don't matter in the big? What would you want? Love for yourself. You would want kindness. You would want understanding, empathy, care, consideration. So if you're coming from a place of love for self first, then the person or persons in front of you, do they not also deserve the same love? Yes, of course they do.
Right.
This is where the freedom comes in. What you put in here and what you put in here, nobody, not, and I don't mean any circumstance you're in prison, you're in stuck in a box underground and you can't get out. I don't care what situation it is. Nobody can take your freedom away from in here,
No.
unless you allow them to.
It.
So
Well
this
said,
is
Mandy.
this is what we have to do.
Yes.
Live in freedom from in here and in here by coming from a place of love. And that's what I love to do.
And that's exactly why I'm so glad you came on today to share that message, because it was a beautiful interpretation, of what it is this word really means. Now, I every Friday, most Fridays, I post a quote about freedom simply because I am fascinated about the different ways that people interpret this word. And so I find these quotes and I talk about them, and I want people to think about them and then put them in their own context. Because, and I always say, freedom is a state of mind. It truly is state of mind, know, and my business being named Freedom Empire Consulting is not by accident.
Right. We've frozen a little bit again there. Yeah, I can see everything that you do is directed. It's intentional, right? And this is where, if you can still hear me, this is where it comes to the point of living with conscious, intentional purpose, right? And that is what you're doing with your show here. I hope you can still hear this. We've had some huge storms. We had a tornado watch in here a couple of days ago, and we've still got high humidity, so the Wi-Fi has been in and out, and I apologize for that. But anyway, maybe we'll come back. Hopefully we'll come back. Oh, I don't know. Let's see if I can pop you in the chat. I don't know if you can still see and hear me. I was just saying it's Wi-Fi has frozen on us here. We've had some storms and people have been having issues with the Wi-Fi, and I think that's what's happened here. It's all the energy, Kenyatta. It's all the energy coming through the screen. Anyway, if I don't get a chance to see you again on here, and I hope you get this message, I just want to say thank you so much for having me here. Thank you for allowing me to express myself and share with everybody on freedom. I wish everyone a wonderful weekend. God's blessing, love, hugs, and remember, whatever happens to you in life coming in front of you, always remember, ask what would love do next, and come from a place of love. And it looks like you might just be coming back in. Oh gosh, God love Wi-Fi, right? We're still here.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you didn't leave. I don't know what happened. I don't know what it.
I think it's Wi-Fi.
I think it's the Wi-Fi. Yeah, it kicked me out, and then it kicked me, and it wouldn't let me back in. But I have a feeling that means we should probably end the broadcast while we still can.
So while we still got it, I was saying, if you don't see me again because of what was happening, I just want to say thank you so very much for having me here today, for allowing me to speak about freedom and everything I do. And I want to wish everybody here a fantastic, uber awesome weekend. And God's blessing to all of you. Oh,
love it, Mandy.
So good. Oh.
Yes, love you, Mandy. So, I mean, it was meant to happen right when it did.
Yes.
And let's get out of here before it kicks us out. We want to make sure it preserves all this. And you and I will be in touch. Everyone, this is Kenyatta, Freedom Empire Consulting, where I coach, influence, protect. Remember, #behavior matters. And the last thing I was going to say is Mandy is a community builder. That is her behavioral superpower style. She is outgoing. She is amazing. If you do not know her, connect with her. Mandy, don't forget to put the link in the chat so people can reach out to you. And then you, my friend, we will be in touch. Much love to you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Everyone, have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye.